Do you get it now? Do you get it now? There's not two sides, people. There's not two sides. There's Jif and Skippy. There's not two sides. It's going to be 100 years for us to get this cleaned up. I mean, this is Mitt Romney's best friend. When this guy walks in the U.S. Congress, they just bow to him. The Epstein phenomenon pervades both parties. And Biden, his whole life is about weird sexuality with young girls. I mean, you can see it in the videos. So there's your choice. Everybody's like, oh no, Trump is this, blah, 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 blah. You've been duped. You American conservatives, do you understand that you're the enabler of this guy? Right? Mike Johnson, all of you. The Republican Party is basically a wing of this. I mean, you got to give the liberals like Noam Chomsky and Abby Martin and people like that I always talk about. At least they can see through it. We are morally, spiritually, financially, economically, environmentally, like, fucked. And this is why. We're talking about like Stormy Daniels and like word salad girl. I mean, you can't base your economy on usury. You can't base your economy on war and money printing. It's the same story for every empire in history. And this, as you can see by this quote above my head, this is the most savage one that has ever existed. I think, let's wind this down by talking about Dugin. Dugin believes that, like Fism, can't say the word on here, thing that came about in Spain and Italy and Germany in the 1920s and 30s, and communism have a third age, a third wave to it, that they call liberalism. Now, liberalism in the United States means, Noam Chomsky and Bernie Sanders. There is no two parties, people. There's just this. It's an out-of-control ideology. Anybody want to get in the DMs and dismiss this or explain to me that this isn't what this is? All the terrorist groups have connections to intelligence. Right? Terrorism didn't even really exist until him. The concept of it, that there's all these Muslim terrorists everywhere ready to stick dynamite up your ass and blow everybody up all over the world. He created the whole concept of it. They asked Ben Gurion, well, are you concerned that you're fomented terrorism in the Middle East? He said, the Middle East, we foment terrorism everywhere. This is the war on terror right above my head. That's the origin of it. It's all right in there. This is why Wesley Clark doesn't know why we have to attack 7 countries in 5 days, or 5 years. 7 and 5, I think it was. We're going to have to default. So let me finish. In an empire, always the provinces is what falls first. The first province that's going to fall is Japan. Japan is in the process of going bankrupt. Let me see if I still have this graph. I'll just give you a quick gander at it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it's not really much to see. So in the bottom, where it starts, is the beginning of the war on terror. And at the top, you're looking at the price of oil in a barrel in yen, in terms of yen, not dollars, but in yen. So it was 3,600 yen per barrel when the Cold War started. Sorry, the War on Terror, I beg your pardon. It's now 13,000. It's up 400% since the beginning of the war. Japan has 260% of GDP in debt. The money printer's been running wide open since around this time. Okay, now you can see what the outcome of the War on Terror is. It's to get America. See it? The real target. Yeah, they want to break up Russia. They want to take over Ukraine. It's the biggest country in Europe. It has the all kinds of mineral wealth. Lindsey Graham said it just 10 days ago. The best farmland outside of Brazil and the United States. They want to take over all of the Levant, Greater Israel it's called. And they want to take over the United States, and they already have. Now what the fuck are we going to do? They're just going to keep turning the screws to these laws about discourse, what you're allowed to discuss. Facebook is outlawing the Z word. You have to take special training when you go to Columbia and the Ivy League now. These people aren't going to fucking go down without a fight. Go ahead, DM me about all your bullshit about Trump. Go ahead. It's the Kabbalah, people. It's the way of the right hand and the way of the left hand. There's like the soft, feminine way to go about things. That's what we call liberalism. And then there's like the right-wing, heavy-handed, masculine way. Okay? Both of those guys are compromised. Both of their VP candidates are compromised. So, it's all going to go. You start making new arrangements, people, because it's all going to go down. Banks, the election, the stock market. Goldman Sachs just discovered that really AI is never going to make any fucking money. Wow. A third of the market cap of the U.S. stock market is based on AI. So you might want to start coming up with new arrangements.